everybody, and welcome to the Kawaii Bookworm Plays with Yarn podcast. I'm Hannah, and I'm a Jersey girl studying at the University of Liverpool. And welcome to everybody who is coming back. Welcome to all the new viewers, and thank you for joining me today in our knitting adventures. Sorry, just gonna put my drink back because I need hands. So I have stuff to talk about. I'm not sure how much it is, but I had an impromptu trip to the Leeds Wool Festival yesterday. I was supposed to work, but because I'm a student and here on a student visa, I can't work over 20 hours a week, and they accidentally put me on for 22, and so they just dropped one of my shifts and said, yeah, you can have the day off. And so I bought, my friend found a coach that would take us to Leeds for cheap, and we went. So this week I've been working on whips. I have no finished objects because last week I finished my ranunculus, and I'm getting closer on my Wintersole pullover, which is what I'll talk about right now. This is just the extra yarn. I probably could have finished the section that I'm on at the moment yesterday if I had brought it to the Wool Festival, because I had like a 3-hour coach ride, but I didn't want to carry it around, and because it is color work, I'd have to carry around like a whole bunch of different balls of yarn, and I wanted to travel light. So last time I showed you, I think, the beginnings of the first sleeve, and I have now finished the first sleeve and have gotten about halfway through the second sleeve. I have 3 more decreases to do. So I was counting decreases along the first sleeve by marking them like this, but I don't have enough stitch markers to do both sleeves all the way through. So I, as I come to the matching decrease here, I take the marker from here and put it over here. So I know that I've done those decreases and they're the same. And it's coming along. So I think I did talk about this. I did decide to just cast off the collar as it was, as the pattern told me to. It's my first colorwork pullover. It's not going to be perfect, and I did like sticking my arm through the sleeve here and like putting it out, because I can't get it over both shoulders when it's on the needles like this, but it is quite long, and it's gonna be a big pullover, which I'm okay with because I do like to be able to layer, but I think I just need to look at each section and the sizes for each section and choose the appropriate one for that, for my next pullovers that I do. And the hair just went everywhere. I am using Rauma Phenol PT2 in, which I've got some of the labels here, but I'm not sure which number correlates to which color. So I've got color 1, color 516, and color 2. I'm not sure which one is which, but those are the colors. This is the label. And I bought these at Edinburgh Yarn Festival. So they're getting used up. I am getting through some of my Edinburgh stash quite a bit, because I finished my ranunculus, and that was yarn from Edinburgh. I'm quite a bit of ways through this, and I'm working on a pair of socks. So, I am doing this, the needles I'm using are my Knitter's Pride Dreams Interchangeable, and I'm using the US size 6, and I'm getting gauge, I think. Last time I checked, I had gauge, but yeah, it's coming along. This is Winter Soul by Jennifer Stengas, if I didn't say. I think I just said the name of the pattern. I'm excited to get this done. It is a little crazy to be working on a 4-ply held double colorwork sweater in the middle of summer, but I kind of like working on stuff like this in the summer because then it's ready in the winter. Because like with the I Am Groot cardigan, I was rushing. I felt like I was rushing. Like I wasn't really rushing, but I felt like I was rushing because it was starting to get to spring and I didn't know if I was going to be able to wear it all that often. And so I wanted to get it done. Whereas this I can take as long as I want. I could put it aside for a bit and pick it up again because it's summer. I'm not going to be wearing a big cardigan or big pullover, so I don't feel as rushed. But I'm enjoying it quite a bit, and it lives in my British Museum tote bag, which I am missing my button because I wore it yesterday. It's in my backpack. Haven't put it back on. So the other whip that I've been working on, and I got some work done yesterday because I brought this on the I brought this to the festival and was on the coach, is my Honeycomb Socks. And this is where I'm at. So I was here last time and I did one repeat. I was getting a little sick on the I was getting motion sick on the bus, which is weird because I don't really get motion sick. Sometimes I'll get a little headache, but if I just stop whatever I'm doing, I'll be fine. But here, like when I seem to get motion sick more often. I was trying to figure it out, and I think it's because I am a student. I walk everywhere. I don't drive. But here, you guys drive on the opposite side that America does. And so when I am in a car or a bus, my brain is a little confused as to why the left turn is much shorter than it should be and the right turn is much longer than it should be. And so I think it just kind of throws me off, as well as most of the cars here are stick shift, and I'm used to automatic cars, and stick shifts are a little bit jerkier compared to automatics. So I didn't get as much. That was a ramble. I'm sorry. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, as I would have liked, but I didn't want to be sick on in the bus. So, but I did make a dent. So I've got one. Let's see if I can get this to zoom, because this is focus on here, because that's something I'm having an issue with. But you can see the honeycombs showing up, and the yarn is Vine Yarns English footsie base, and in the Edinburgh colorway. She gifted this to me when we met up in Edinburgh, and I'm doing it on 2.25 millimeter carbons, which is I think it's the 40-inch cable, because I like to do 2 at a time, toe up. So yeah, it's coming along. I'm happy with them. I like them. They do take a little bit longer though, because it's a weird cable. It's not like an even cable where you take two in the front and to the next two and you switch them. You're switching 3 stitches around, so you're only switching one over the purl stitches. So it's a little different, but and so it goes a little slower, but it's fine. I'm happy with it. I love the colors. The color is coming out so nice. And since it's Edinburgh, it lives in my Edinburgh Yarn Festival project bag. And that is it for whips. That's all I've worked on. I've been like really zooming on the sleeves because while I am on Sleeve Island, I don't actually find sleeves horrible. A lot of people don't like them because they feel like they're a slog, but the 2 sleeves I've done have not felt that way. I've gotten them done. I've only done 2 sweaters that have actual sleeves. My ranunculus was short sleeves, so I didn't have sleeves. But the I Am Groot cardigan and then this Winter Soul pullover, the sleeves, both of them are going by really quickly, even though the sleeves for the Winter Soul do have the color work band around them. Even that, I started that at knit night, and I finished the color work band, and then got home, and then just did the ribbing. And so, for me, they go by quite quickly. And so, since I am now done with whips and I had no FOs, I'm going to talk about my additions to the Horde from Leeds Wool Festival. I had a very modest haul. Because I knew that I found out quite late that I was going, I didn't have any plans. Like, I didn't find any patterns that I wanted to find yarn for. I didn't find any, like, specific items that I wanted. I did know that I wanted to get some pattern books. Like, I would have, I wanted to get, like, Pom Pom or Lane or Breeze or any of those kinds of books. But nobody was selling them there. There was one person selling like really, 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 really old pattern books. Like, I'm talking like 60s pattern books. And so I'm just not interested in that style. I wanted some of the more modern ones. But that's neither here nor there. So I had a very modest haul. I stuck to my budget, and I got some things I didn't particularly needed, because the things that I needed were not being sold. Like, I needed a bigger needle for a hat that I'm trying to make that I don't have the needle for, and so I wasn't able to get that. But I did buy a couple of things. So the first thing I'll talk about that I bought was this little mini skein. It's from Hot Butter Yarns, and I believe this is the name of the colorway, which is Un Petit Gâteau. And then it's 20 grams of 4-ply, 75% BFL, and 25% Masham. And this is for my memory blanket. That's something I really like to do, if you haven't noticed. I really like to get mini skeins from places that I visit. If I don't buy like a full skein of something, I do want to get at least a mini skein from one of the festivals, one of the local yarn stores at a place I visit, so I could put in my memories blanket. And this is like, it's a color that I normally wouldn't gravitate towards, but for some reason I really liked it. I don't usually go for any kind of pinks, and while this is more purple than pink, I'd say maybe it's on the dark spectrum of like mauve. Wow, I said that really weird, mauve. Okay. Some accent is coming out there. I don't know what it is. My accent's all messed up. I had a couple of people ask if I was Irish yesterday. Irish. I don't know how they're getting Irish from my accent. But apparently, like, I've gotten that quite a bit. For some, like, since I've been here, people have asked me if I'm Irish. I also got Scottish once. Um, and what else? I get Canadian quite a bit. Or people will ask, like, are you from North America? Because people don't really want to ask if, like, I'm American or Canadian, because, like, I guess people get, like, oh, no, I'm not Canadian, or, no, I'm not American, like, so they just ask North America. But, yeah, accent tangent. I'm on tangents today, I'm sorry. So that was the first thing that I bought from Hot Butter Yarns. They had a lot of really, really lovely kits for color work, like cowls and sweaters and stuff like that. And they were really, really nicely packaged. I really like when kits are packaged in nice, like really like nice packaging. So they were all in like those, not a mesh bag, but like the like taffeta bags, and just really prettily put in. So I liked them. The next thing that I got was this project bag. It's so Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. This is from Owl About Yarn. So owl, like the bird, if you can see that. And I chose this over a skein of yarn, mostly because she sells the same base that my the yak yarn that is from Coastal Colors. And so I wanted to buy one. It was in this really pretty colorway. It was called Oil, and it was a really, really, really dark, like gray black with like bits of, if you looked at it just right, it would have like bits of like green and blue in it. And it would have gone really well, but I didn't have a pattern in mind, and I have a hard time matching yarn to patterns. Like finding a pattern for yarn, it's much easier for me to find a pattern that I like and then find the yarn for it. So I think that's, and I don't know if that's just because my stash is quite small, and so I don't have like a whole bunch of yarn that I can like be like, yeah, this goes together, and this goes together. I have like maybe, I just have a handful of skeins, and they don't all go together. So I decided to just get this instead, because there's a £1 difference, and I was like, oh, I need another project bag, and so I got this. It's a little bit larger than a sock bag, so I think it'll work great for like a shawl. Maybe not a massive shawl like the Find Your Fade, but like a smaller shawl. And what is living in here is a really interesting thing. It's called the Dizzy Sheep Spinner. Now, when I was younger, I learned how to spin. I learned the drop spindle, and I learned the on a wheel. And I am not good with the drop spindle. I remember that, and I still bought a drop spindle, and I've tried it a million times, and I'm not coordinated enough with my hands to be able to like spin it, hold the yarn, get the yarn going, and not drop it, and make sure that it doesn't spin back on itself. And even with doing like parking it, I still get like, I can't get an even yarn. And so I saw these, and the lady was demonstrating them, and I was like, that's really interesting. Like, how does it work? And basically, you just have it on here, and you just, I don't want to smack anyone or anything, and you just spin it like that. And then when you apply it, you just spin it in the opposite way. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. It was within my budget, and it came as a kit. It was a kit. So it came with the spinner. It came with your like leading yarn. And then it came with some fleece. And so this is it's got fuzz from my couch. I have some very fuzzy blankets and it gets everywhere. But it came with this fleece. This is half of the fleece because I already started spinning. I finished the half and it's gorgeous. It's pretty. And I have to say, I have never spun so well as I did on this. So this is that first half, and it's lumpy. It is a bit lumpy, but it's still much more even than what I've been able to achieve before with the drop spindle. So I'm very happy with this. I'm very, very happy. And so, and I started this last night. I did a quarter, so I split it in half like this, and then I split the half in half again. Because part of what I have a problem with is that I think my hand, either I'm not holding the fleece right, or my hands just get really sweaty when I'm doing it because I'm nervous, and so it starts like gathering and puffing in the back, and like matting a little bit. So this much is too much to work with, so I split it so I'm working with less yarn. And so I will probably have this done today, and then I will apply it and see how much I get. I think it was 50 grams. I don't know, it doesn't say. But what's nice was it comes with like really detailed instructions. Like there are 3 sheets here, front and back, with instructions how to do this. And so it's very easy to learn, and I really like it. So I'm very happy with that purchase. So 2 stalls were really, really generous, and they gave me a few items. The first item that I'll talk about, because it's a little bit shorter, is this pattern called Arthur. It's Arthur Rabbit, and it's from Sardines for Tea. And Sardines for Tea had a whole stall full of like these, not just the patterns, but kits where you can make, I didn't even count, it was like at least 10 different stuffed animal things. And I was chatting with them. I got some video there in my blog, so go check it out. But I have quite a few people who I know are having babies soon, and I wanted something to knit for them. And this was so cute. And so I had asked if they had digital download because I was at my limit. I had hit my budget, didn't really want to go over budget, so I was going to order it later on. But she was just really kind. She was like, here, which one did you like? And I was like, oh, I really like the Arthur Rabbit one. And she was like, okay, you can have it. And so she gave it to me, and that was so kind of her. So I'm going to have to get the yarn for it and get making, because it's just so cute. It's so cute. And I picked up, they had like a dog, and his name was Hector, and I picked up the actual stuff, and it was so soft and squishy. It was adorable. So that's that. I'm excited for that. And then the other thing that I was given to review by Sonic Knits, and it was a Lucky Dip bag. So the Lucky Dip bags are supposed to be miniature versions of her monthly subscription. She has a monthly subscription service where you get yarn and a pattern. I think that's the basic one, and then there's one that's a little bit more that has like all the notions that you'll need to make that pattern along with the yarn and the pattern. And so she gave me one of, she was, something just happened outside. Okay, don't know what that was. Alright, lucky dip. And so she was selling these at her stall so that you could get a taste of what the subscriptions were like. And so she very kindly and generously gave me one to review and talk about on the podcast. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to show you guys and open it in person. Well, in person. I wanted to open it on the podcast. So let's get into it. I'm horrible at opening things sometimes. Let's see. Ooh. Alright, so the first thing is the skein of really gorgeous purple yarn. That's amazing. That's a pretty color. So, you got that. This is her business card. And that's the other side. And there was a patch, a rainbow patch, and a London Underground stitch marker progress keeper. And it's not going, it says underground, it's not going to focus because that's my thing. That's my computer, it does that. And this is a pattern, and it's the Bloom in the Dark cowl. So let's see, you need 200 grams of 2 different colors of yarn, and I'm just gonna fold it this way so you can't see the pattern, but that's what it looks like. And so that's a sampling of what you would get in one of the subscription boxes. And it's all very cute. I really like this yarn. Makes me think of lilacs or heather, which is my mom's name. But yeah, it's really pretty. I don't use patches, but I don't know what... I'll figure out where to put it. Maybe I'll just pin it to my board where I keep all my enamel badges. But I think that's really nice. She told me her prices. I don't remember them. It was 20-something pounds. 20 something. It was between 30 pounds and 20 pounds. I should probably have looked this up or written it down. But as you do. They blank. So the basic one is slightly cheaper than the larger one, the one with all the notions. So the basic will just get you the yarn and the thing, and it says on here that you'll receive it on the 1st of each month. And yeah. And you can, it's a service that runs for as long as you want. So you can cancel whenever. Which I think is nice. I think that's a good idea. If I had the money, I probably would get one of the larger subscription boxes. But I don't, so. But, yep, that's, you can't, I'm doing a horrible job of this. I'm sorry. But, yeah, that's what you got in the little lucky tip bag. It was amazing. I love it. Alright, and my camera is flashing at me again to tell me I have no space on my phone. As you do. Ugh, I had to buy a 2 terabyte hard drive so that I can move all of my videos and all of my photos off my phone so I can actually do this. Yeah, that set me back quite a bit. But oh well. Anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful week and happy knitting!